Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're talking about the new and improved Pathfinder bottle bag and a 10-piece kit, so stick around. The new and improved Pathfinder water bottle bag is made by the Self-Reliance Outfitters. It will accommodate a bottle up to 64 ounces. It measures 11.5 inches in length, 5 inches in diameter. It has a front zippered pouch that measures 8 inches in length and 5.25 inches in width, a padded shoulder strap, embroidered Pathfinder logo, a drain hole, MOLLE straps, and retails for $24.95. You can see the difference here between the new and improved bottle bag versus the old one. Here's a tuna can for reference. So you can see it's much larger, and because it's larger, it will now accommodate a 10-piece kit and then some. These items right here represent an example of a 10-piece kit, commonly referred to as the 10 C's of survivability. Now the 10 C's is simply a catchy acronym that was given to these items by Dave Canterbury to help you remember them. They can be added to any kit, they should be the core of every kit, and they should be carried as a minimum kit. What I want to do right now is briefly discuss the 10 C's and why I think you should carry them. Now keep in mind I've scaled everything down to fit inside this bag. These items are interchangeable. You get to pick what works for you. For example, if you don't want bank line and you want paracord, get paracord. If you don't want a Swiss Army knife, you want a Leatherman or a full tang knife, get one that will fit inside this bag. So the important takeaways are, 1, you understand the 10 C's and why we carry them, and 2, you get items that fit inside this bag. Let's go ahead and kick this off and talk about the first 5 C's. A cutting tool, combustion device, cordage, container with nesting cup, and a cover. Let's go ahead and talk about our cutting tool. Now ideally, I would want a full tang knife with a 5-inch blade. I can't fit that inside the bottle bag, so I went ahead and scaled it down. And I chose a Swiss Army knife one-handed trekker. Now I can open this either right-handed or left-handed. We got our saw, screwdrivers, we got the infamous tweezers, and toothpick. I can process firewood, process tinder, I can make traps, I can make tools, I can scrape a ferro rod, and so on and so forth. Now we have our combustion device. There's actually 3 of them. We've got a magnifying glass right there on our compass. We have a Bic lighter and a ferro rod. Ferro rod 1/2 inch diameter by 6 inches in length, guarantees me spark. Bic lighter guarantees me flame. We can cook food, disinfect water, create heat for body warmth, signal for rescue, make tools, and it goes on and on. Let's talk about cordage. What I've done here is I've taken a 100-foot roll of number 36 bank line. I went ahead and removed the plastic dowel on the inside. I processed the stick down, made it flat, shoved it inside there, and then went ahead and smashed it down. This will actually save space inside your bottle bag and allow you to carry 100 foot of cordage versus 50 foot of paracord. You can create shelters, tools, fishing line, snares, etc. Now for our container. You want a wide mouth stainless steel bottle, minimum 32 ounces. As you can see, this is the slim version or tapered version. I'll explain that later. We have our nesting cup. What can we do with these? Well, the obvious, carry water. We can collect water. We can disinfect water. We can cook. You can put cold water inside this and apply it to a wound or a swollen area to reduce the swelling. I've even used these bottles for pillows. Now for our cover. Ideally, at a minimum, you want something 5x7, what's waterproof, with reinforced grommets or loops. Now this one happens to be a low-budget tarp. It's not cheap, it's low budget. It's a 6x8 from Walmart with reinforced grommets. Now what can we do with this? Well, we can create shade. We can get out of the elements. We can collect rainwater. We can go ahead and use it for a reflector and bounce the heat from a campfire off of it and back onto our body to keep us warm. If you have a reinforced tarp, you can go ahead and fold it in half and tie your grommets together and create an improvised raised bed or even a stretcher. There's probably no limit to the things that you can do with this tarp. And now for our last 5 C's. You have a candling device, a compass with ranger beads, canvas needles, cargo tape, and cotton bandanas. We have our candle or candling device. Ideally, you want something that's waterproof, not water resistant. And it could be a flashlight or headlamp. I like to be hands-free, so I chose a headlamp. Preferably you want a strobe option on here. This way you can see in the dark and signal at night. Now we have our compass and pacing beads or ranger beads. This is a Sunto MC2 baseplate compass. Just owning this compass is a multi-use item. We have a magnifying glass right here, which we talked about earlier, which is a redundancy for starting fires. We have a mirror, which can be used for signaling during the daytime. It can also be used for self-aid when you're looking for ticks, bites, or scratches in those hard-to-reach places. It has general direction, north, east, south, and west. It has a bezel ring with degrees, so you can shoot an azimuth or bearing. Now, using your compass in conjunction with your pacing beads or ranger beads, you can get an accurate distance along that azimuth or bearing. Now, if you knew nothing about a compass, you could use it to avoid lateral drift. Now, lateral drift is simply when the dominant side of your body takes over when you're walking. We have our canvas needles, number 10, number 14. You should carry a minimum of 1. I try and carry 2. 2 is 1, 1 is none. What can we do with these? Well, we can sew up our gear, we can repair clothes, we can go ahead and make tools, we can make gear, and so on and so forth. Now we have our cargo tape or Gorilla brand duct tape. Ideally you want a 2-inch roll, but for this bag I went ahead and scaled it down once again to a 1-inch roll. What can we do with this? Well, we can go ahead and repair gear, we can repair clothes, we can do self-aid by making bandages, like butterfly bandages. We can go ahead and make a watertight container, we can make a cup, we can make it into cordage, we can use it for fire starting, and the list goes on and on and on. And lastly, we have 2 100% cotton 3x3 bandanas. Now what can we do with this? Well, we can protect our head. We can use it as a filter to strain out suspended material from the water. We can use it for self-aid like a bandage or a sling. We can use it for char cloth for our next fire. We can even use these to bundle up firewood or logs and bring them back to our camp. Again, there's no limit to what you can do with these, so you might as well carry them. Now that was an extremely brief overview of the 10 C's or a 10-piece kit and why we carry those items. Now I mentioned before that this bottle bag will actually hold the 10-piece kit and a whole lot more, so let's check it out. Now to fully understand the size of this bottle bag, in addition to the 10-piece kit that we just discussed, the bottle bag will also accommodate 2 12-ounce tins and utensils. So what I've done here is I put together an example of a meal that I might bring out to the field or place in my bug-out bag or kit. L is for lentils. We have 6 servings, 10 grams protein, 20 grams carbs at a 1/4 cup. B is for bannock. It's a bannock mix. We have 6 servings, proteins 14 grams per serving, carbs 30 grams per serving at a 1/4 cup. Now the bannock mix I use is the Kodiak Cakes, Flapjack, and Waffle Mix. It's protein packed, and each serving has 14 grams of protein. Another option would be to go ahead and substitute one of these tins for a can of tuna, can of chicken, can of salmon, some sort of canned meat. The diameters are different, but the height is roughly the same. Now let's go ahead and get these items inside this kit. going to put the food tins in first, because I'm probably going to want to access my water before I access my food. Next, take the nesting cup, I'm going to put it over top of my bottle. I mentioned before we wanted a tapered version, and this is the reason why. I'm going to wrap my tarp around my bottle. You're going to want that extra room at the bottom. Just like that. Grab my cordage. This can be placed like this, or you can place it in horizontally. Take my pacing beads or ranger beads, take my loop, I'm going to create a lark's head knot. Simply by placing it through itself. The last thing we have is our 2 bandanas. I got something special in store for this. We have our 2 cotton bandanas right here. Now the beauty of this is we have a shoulder strap, and it's secured by Velcro. So all we got to do is undo our Velcro straps, place one bandana inside of the other, fold it over, and then secure it with our Velcro straps. Now, there's a right and a wrong way to do this. The wrong way is just to open the straps up and lay it on top. We want to beef up the shoulder strap. So if it goes around our neck or on our shoulder, it actually will act as a cushion. So what I do, place it inside first, and try and get it equal on both sides. Now, go ahead, lay your strap inside, and then just secure it down. And now you have a beefed up strap. Welcome back, that was outstanding. We have the new and improved Pathfinder bottle bag. It will accommodate a 10-piece kit and a whole lot more. Now keep in mind, the 10 C's of survivability can be added to any kit, should be the core of every kit, and shall be carried as a minimum kit. Now I want to end this with a question. For those that want to carry less, would you risk your life or the life of a loved one simply because you wanted to limit your already limited gear. Thanks for your comments, views, support. Thanks for watching. I'm going to catch you next time.